Introduce our speaker for tonight, Art.
Hi, I'm Art, Grateful Carbon Addict.
Hey, Art!
I like to stand up, so been sitting around all my life, you know? Just kidding. Grateful to be here. I've never been in this funky little building. This is cool, man. I got this cool, this is antique shit right here, you know? I know in my addiction, I would have took those doors off and done something with them, you know? Yeah. Grateful I don't have to use today, you know? Yeah, I'm Art. I've been around for a minute. He asked me to come share. I guess there was a fallout with somebody, and when someone asks me to share, I show up best I can, because my life depends on it. I haven't got it twisted, you know. Just because I have 6 years clean doesn't mean I can't fuck it all up with one bad decision by not showing up for my recovery, right? So it's really important to me to show up when people ask me. So it's not always fun or easy, but I feel a lot of gratitude to be here, seeing you guys, you know, trying to get your lives together. You're in a program, and that's the first step, man. You know, that you have a problem, right? Denial. Don't even know I'm lying is what denial stands for me. And all the justification and rationalization that brought you here, I can identify with. I came in here not having a problem. You guys are sicker than me, and I'm shooting needles in my foot with toilet water, you know? And I don't have a problem, right? And because I was judging everybody from the differences, not the similarities, right? And it's important to know, we all struggle with addiction. That's why you're here. And you wouldn't be sitting in this meeting if you didn't. You know, your higher power, whatever you want to call it, has brought you to these seats, and it's given you a second chance to live. So I'm grateful that you guys have that second chance, because a lot of people don't get it. And if you go out there and use again, you might not come back, because fentanyl's killing a lot of people. I lost a couple people in the past year, and it's hard to lose people you care about, you know? It's hard, man, because this disease is insidious, cunning, and baffling, and it sneaks into all kinds of ways in my life today, through Netflix and pornography, shopping, really obsessing in my mind is where it starts in my thinking. You know, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, the toxic shame that brought me here from my childhood. And I can tell you a little bit about how I grew up, you know, I'll go into that, is that I was in an alcoholic family, so I also work in Al-Anon program, because I believe it's a family illness also. And my dad was an alcoholic, and I was shaped by that alcoholism. So I grew up not getting the love and the affection and the validation that a kid needs to grow up healthy, strong, and with self-esteem, right? And so I was always looking for validation through, I was the class clown, always making jokes at the wrong time, directing the energy, really good at getting attention. I'm an attention seeker, attention whore, I call it. But yeah, I still struggle with that at times, but usually I catch it real quick. And it started real young, and when I started working the steps to realize my first drug of choice was attention. Maybe sugar too, right? Candy bars I used to steal from the store. I didn't get my way, I'd take what I wanted, right? Because freaking mosquitoes coming after me. They love me. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah, so seeking validation in people, places, and things led to, I've been suspended first from every school I've been to and expelled after. So I grew up in continuations. I started drinking around 12 years old. It was something you could steal off the shelf, so it wasn't like a drug. It was hard to get yet, you know. In 6th grade, it wasn't easy just to find drugs yet. So I found alcohol, and then that led me to marijuana. My friend's like, oh, you know, smoking weed. I was like, oh, I know what that is. I already knew what it was, and I knew right where to get it. My dad had this can, and I just go in there and I pinch his eighth, you know. And that's how it started, man. It made me feel good, and I felt like it was super psychedelic. I remember tripping out and thought I was on LSD or something the first time I got high, and it felt good, you know. It felt good in the beginning. I felt like I fit in. Then I started having sex and hanging out with the potheads and I was a little metalhead, listened to metal, and thought I was just a little rebellious little dude, you know, and wasn't a bad person, never really a bad person, just was a troublemaker, you know, and kind of off the cuff, you know, just out there. I'm a little different, so, and I accept that today. But anyway, it led me to, I finally got in a fight with my dad, and I fought back, and became a ward of the court, and that's what started changing my life. Like around 16, became ward of the court. Fuck off, bugs. Anyway, God, they're annoying. Yeah, and that, I found out that I found like helping people is really good for me real young. I found out like helping other people got me out of my, it's just probably gnats, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I found out helping people was good for me, and that was like my first form of recovery of service. You know, I used to mow lawns when I was a kid too. I was really good at like making money on the side because my parents didn't give me the money, so I'd have to like save bus money for like a week just to buy a 10 sack of weed, you know, just to fit in with my group, you know, because I was like Mr. Mooch, you know, and I had to steal more alcohol sometimes to fit in, you know, so I could get high with them when they wanted to get high, you know what I mean? I'll be like, I'll get you on Friday, I promise. I just have to collect up, you know, and that was like the way I fit in, man. And you know, half of those people are gone or dead or in prison. I have very few friends from my childhood. I moved a lot. I was moving almost every year of my life, so I'm pretty much a nomad, and I've been a nomad. I'm still nomadic. I have a place to live, but anyway, we'll get into that later. Came over to the court, and then yeah, I came back, got emancipated, started working, going to school and working, and I did really well for a while. I stopped everything, just abstinence. Didn't really work recovery. I didn't get it yet, and then I started smoking weed again. Eventually, when I was stressed out at work, fixing cars, you know, went to school, and I graduated pretty top of the class. I was smart, really good at what I do, but eventually I led back to addiction, and I didn't know it back then. And I did that function for many years as a young adult, smoking weed, but I changed jobs almost every year, you know, because it's really easy to get a job as a mechanic. You can just roll your box across the street and they'll hire. It's a job that's really easy. If you're good at what you do, really easy to get a job. So I didn't have a problem, right? But my anger was a problem, and how I behaved, and you know, showing up late all the time. Like, I still shut up late, right? Some things never change. But I try to be places on time today, best I can. And yeah, so I justify rationale. I didn't really know as an addict, you know. I went to some AA meetings and the group home when I was emancipating and stuff. But I was like, I thought it was a bunch of old men arguing or just complaining. And I was this young kid, and there's like, it was AA, right? And there's all these old people in Novato, right? And it was just not, I didn't feel like I fit in there. But I tried, you know, and I wish I did, but I just didn't know. You don't know what you don't know. And my judgment and denial still not, you know, pointing out, oh, they're old people, you know, oh, they're complaining, you know. So it's all about my perspective, right? And that's the disease. That's how it lies in my thinking from a very young age. The perspective of, don't tell me what to fucking do. I'll do what I want attitude, right? Because I'm white privileged, and I'm, you know, self-centered, self-seeking. I've always gotten my way because I'm really good at that, right? And that's been my character defects that I've had to look at and step forward in working the 12 steps. And so I'm grateful that I can honestly tell you who I am today. And it's such a good feeling to be able to stand up here. I'm not nervous or whatever. I'm just sharing. I'm just talking, man. You know what I mean? Person on person. I'm no better than you. You're no better than me. We're all just equals in this recovery process. And that's what I love about Narcotics Anonymous, because there's no place of hierarchy. You know, just because the dude's got 43 years, someone in a meeting yesterday, doesn't mean they don't have some problems. We all have some fucking problems. If you're on this planet, you have some problems, right? People are dying, people are getting sick, things are fucked up in the world with, you know, racism and, you know, capitalism and all the crap that's going on in this world. And it's a really painful place to be, and I get why we're here, you know, because this world's hard. And those drugs help us feel good, right? They did help us feel good, because you wouldn't be sitting here if they didn't. You would never would have kept using and using if they didn't feel good, right? And yeah, something about that. Like, it was just like fun getting partying, getting high, and that was the thing to do, you know? On the weekend, we try to wait to the weekends, and before you know it, I was smoking weed before work, at lunch. If my boss was giving me shit, telling me to hurry up, I'd go masturbate and smoke weed in the bathroom. Like, I'd just disappear for a half an hour. If you guys hurry me, I'm like, start walking hella slow. You know what I mean? Because I don't like being told what to do. And anyway, yeah, so that kind of behavior, you know, self-centered, right? And then the customer doesn't get their card done, and I didn't give a fuck about any of that, you know? I was like, they'll get their car when they get their car, right? They can go rent a car for all I care, you know? That was my attitude, you know, and that led me to a lot of relationships. You know, like, I've never had longer. Most of my relationships with a person has been 2 years. I still struggle with relationships today. I get sick and tired, and I want something else. I sick of the patterns and the.
Are we talking?
And you know, these patterns that happen still as I'm clean is just a lot to look at, you know, and it all stems from that wounded child. From I'll not get enough. I'm not worthy. I'm a piece of shit. You never will amount to anything. These are the voices my dad, you know, used to say to me when he was being a mean drunk, and then sometimes he'd be a nice drunk and be like, "Oh, I love you, son," and you know, he'd be nice sometimes, and you never know what parent you got. So I'm working with like talking and little Artie, I call it. You know, that's why I both go by Artie sometimes. It depends how wounded I'm feeling in the day. Like today I'm Art because I'm like, I did a fucking solid work day today. Like I showed up for my meditation, and I surrendered, and I prayed to the God of my understanding, and I got into the solution when my mind started going into the self-pity, the self-limiting beliefs, I call them, is that I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, no one loves me. Why isn't she responding as quick as I want her to? You know, I write her some nice little thing today, and this is just something that came up today, and I'm like expecting some response. And you know, I've learned you don't have expectations with people because they'll always let you down. You know, they'll always let you down. So my truth is like today, you know, yeah, I spiraled. You know, I was using more and more lunch, breakfast, dinner, at sex, after sex, before a meal, after a meal. You know what I mean? It just became more and more. And I didn't constantly smoke, and then I drank like a few times a week, and that was like my norm. You know, drink once a week, a few times a week, just like a 6-pack at the most, and I justified I'm not an alcoholic. You know, but I was coping, I was numbing my feelings by using, you know, to celebrate life. To, you know, let's celebrate life. Let's get a 6-pack and smoke some weed. And I was always like rolling a joint and trying to shove weed down your throat, you know. And I also was a pot grower for the club in Santa Rosa. And so I was like, it's legal. I had a medical card, right? And I'm legal. It's legit. And I have PTSD, and I have some trauma, and I had some back pain and hunger issues. And so it was helpful for me at the time. But what happened is when my brother died, all my trauma, I don't know how to explain it, but all my little brother, my favorite little dude, like my favorite person in my family died. And when he died, I just went into shock. And it was fucked up, man. I remember, I'll never forget it. I just, like, when my dad told me, and they found him hung in Marin County Jail, and they killed him. He didn't kill himself. I'm the one with the suicidal attempts. I'm the one with the 5150s and the 5260s and the cutting on the arms and tried to hang myself. I overdosed hella times. And, you know, my brother never did any of that shit. And then they fucking killed him in there. So, you know, and I was mad at the government for a long time, and I was mad at the system. And I blamed everybody but myself. And I started using, you know, amphetamines. And I got really bad really quick. And I went really crazy and started talking to myself and swinging sticks. And I was that crazy dude running down the street and like, and just like climbing trees half naked in a thong, you know, like fucking. I could tell you some crazy. A hot glue gun went into my dick because I'm doing a art project while trying to watch porn, while trying to decoupage like Victoria's Secret like on my box, and then like trying to like download more porn, and then like I'm trying to do like 10 things at once, like glue beads and make a bracelet and fucking, and then the glue gun like burned me. And you think that much pain on the tip of your you know what, you would think that would stop you from using. And I told myself I'd never use again, never. And I could tell you on and on stories like that I said I'd never use again. That was the last time. I'll quit tomorrow, right? I don't know how many times I said that. In 3 years that I was using that drug. For 3 years I was doing that to myself, and I couldn't stop. And I didn't know what to do. And it was a really dark spot, man. I was like satanic mechanic, blowing up, smashing brand new phones. I was so angry. I'd go in there and spend $500 at Walmart and throw half of it in the dumpster, and then light a bonfire and throw my brand new 10 in it. Because it's got bugs, you know? That's how sick I was. I'm serious. And so this guy standing here today is a product of the 12 steps. Because without this program, I'd be dead. I woke up in a hospital, trying to come down, fentanyl-laced heroin. Wasn't my drug of choice, but once in a while I'd like to mix it, you know? And like a good old fool, I was trying to come down, and I woke up 5 days later in a hospital bed. They hit me with Narcan 5 times. I didn't wake up. My mom said I was puking all over myself. They weren't even feeding me. She was laying on the floor for 5 days on a hospital cement floor in Castro Valley at Eden Hospital. True story. And I came to, and I was like, yay, I'm alive, like a little kid. I was so grateful to be alive. I had a spiritual awakening. I didn't know that. But when I woke up, I was like, fuck, this isn't working for me. And I went to Second Chance, and I started working the program. And I started living in my van at Second Chance for like 6 to 9 months. I was just living in my van over there because I didn't want to use again. And I didn't know what to do, so I just stayed there. I felt safe. I just go to my meetings, go eat, do some laundry, come back, go to meetings, stay in my van, pretend like there's not tweakers in the trash can right there. They were there. Mm-hmm. You know, like, no, I'm not looking, no, because all I need to do is, hey, you got a lighter? Right? You got a lighter? I ain't got, yeah, exactly. And so I learned, like, people, places, and things. What do you have to change? Everything. I changed my phone number. I listened to what they told me, which is like 5 more minutes? Okay. Yeah, I just listened because I was done. I came in here, I was broken, I had nowhere to go. All my friends didn't want me around anymore. My best friend like cried. I've never seen him cry in my life. And he was crying just how bad I was. And he's like, I can't have you around here if you're gonna be like this. This is not the art I know. And it was like a realization for me. And when seeing my mom on the floor, I really got to see how this disease affects other people. Because I didn't care. But when I saw that, something snapped at me and told me I do care. You know? I do care. And so I stay clean for her. I stay clean for me first. But if I get an inkling to use or relapse, I play the tape. First of all, my brother wouldn't want that. My mom, my dad. I have sponsees now that call me every day to work the steps. We just finished step 11 with one sponsee, and that's how I get to give back today. And I don't always want to pick up the phone, but sometimes they help me more than I help them, because they're a sponsor too. Like, this is a all-inclusive fellowship, right? I'm not better than you, you're not worse than me, you know, we're all together working this thing, and that's the unity. The ties that bind us together are stronger than those that would tear us apart. And if we practice that, all will be well. All will be well. If you stick and stay and fucking hold on and don't fucking use no matter what. Because you might catch HIV. I caught HIV clean. Stayed clean through that. I lost one of my best Burning Man friends. Stayed clean through that. I'm gonna lose my mom soon. That was a reservation, not anymore. I'm gonna stay clean through that. I lost an ex-sponsee recently. Stayed clean through that. Because why? Using has no solution for me. I know where I lead, to that hospital bed, right? Hurting people, and self-centered. And I love myself today. I can never hurt myself like that again. I might bump my head on some stuff, and I might get angry, and I might smack. If I get really mad, I might smash something, but probably not. I'll probably just pick up the phone and call someone like you. I'll call someone like you, right? I will surrender to my higher power and get on my knees do a yoga pose, take a deep breath. It's real simple for me. Take a deep breath, reground, come back to reality. Because my disease lies in my thinking and how I'm perceiving this world around me. And if it's all like fuck this and fuck that, and you get out of my way, and because I'm impatient as fuck, when I'm in that, I'm in trouble, and it doesn't feel good anymore. Through the 12 steps, I've got to see who I am and what I am, and I'm a loving, sweet person that has a lot of compassion for some fucked up people, and that's what my purpose. God gave me a purpose to come here and tell you that if I can do it, so can all you guys. All you guys can do it. I believe in all of you, whether you believe in yourself or not. Because I didn't get it either. They told me, keep coming back. We'll love you till you love yourself. And now that I love myself, now I understand what love means. And it's not giving me this and give me that. It's not material. It's a feeling in my heart that I feel when I come into a meeting with Narcotics Anonymous and share my truth. And then you get to share your truth with me. And that's a beautiful thing. Because I've been all over the world and I've never seen anything like Narcotics Anonymous. So I'm grateful to have been here to come share. You know, you will figure out who you are if you keep coming back. If you do what we say, do what we do. You know, you come up. It's not suggestions. You do what the fuck we say. Because, dude, you will die. You will die. I've seen it. I will die. I die. And here I get to live today. What do? Pick up the phone. We delete, first of all, change your number. If you have anyone you know that uses, get rid of that number. You're still young, you know, get rid of it, start all over. And that's the biggest one for me, having a reservation with the numbers. And then come to meetings, find yourself a sponsor, come start working those steps. Because that's, meetings are great, but it's not gonna change who you are. It's not gonna get down to what makes you use. Drugs aren't the problem, they're just the symptom. You're the problem, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. I'm always the problem, and I still am the problem. And that's this is a lifetime process that I get to work, and I still work the steps. Just as I finish them, I still work them. We go through, and then we work the traditions, we work the concepts. There's so much to do. There's so much, and there's great things to do here. I go to conventions. I went to conventions all over the world now. I'm going to Japan, for Christ's sakes. I'm going all over because recovery is giving me that opportunity to live my dreams and to expand my base, which is go to outside meetings and meet people in other countries, even go to a meeting in another language and sit there. They'll come, they'll introduce themselves, and then they'll invite you to their house. That's how awesome this fellowship is. If you are shining love and you are trustworthy and you got your shit together, people are going to be helping you out, which is a beautiful thing. You know, and I'm helping newcomers, giving them rides and giving them food, and you know, I just keep helping people. And the more I help people, the more I help myself. So I hope you got something out of my share. I really want you guys to work this program because it's so amazing. Like, I am so grateful, like, for everything today. I struggle with gratitude, but I have a lot of gratitude for this fellowship. And I wouldn't be alive without it. So thanks for allowing me to share, guys.
Thank you for your share.